day, everyone. You're welcome to this week's Business and Investment Tips program, a production of RCCG Christ Church Radio with Dr. Ayodeji Ebo, an investment professional. This week, our focus is on the CBN's PMI July 2025 report. Growth holds, but warning signs emerge. This week, we'll discuss the CBN's July 2025 Purchasing Managers Index PMI report, which offers a clear indication of the performance of key economic sectors, services, industry, and agriculture based on responses from purchasing managers nationwide. The survey was carried out between the 8th and the 12th of July 2025. Remember, a PMI above 50 indicates expansion, below 50 signals contraction, and the reading of exactly 50 means no change in activity. Highlights from the CBN July 2025 PMI report. The composite PMI rose to 52.7 points in July from 52.3 points in June, indicating the second consecutive month of expansion and reflecting a slightly stronger business environment. The report also highlights several emerging risks, including slowing growth in agriculture, persistent cost pressures in manufacturing, and insecurity in key food-producing regions. These factors, if left unaddressed, could hinder future progress. The July report is not merely a scoreboard, it is a plea for decisive policy measures to support the fragile recovery and avert wider macroeconomic instability. Sectoral performance. Sectoral performance exhibited mixed trends. The services sector achieved the most notable growth, increasing to 52.8 points from 51.3 points in June, indicating heightened activity in finance and insurance. Meanwhile, professional, scientific, and technical services experienced the greatest decline. The agriculture sector, though still the strongest overall, slowed to 53.9 points from 55.2 points in June, likely affected by seasonal factors and rising insecurity in food-producing regions. The industry sector recorded a PMI of 51.1 points, marginally lower than June's 51.4 points, reflecting a slower increase in manufacturing activity. Sub-index performance. The major sub-indices remained resilient, reflecting sustained economic momentum. New orders increased to 52.4 points, indicating steady demand across sectors. Output rose significantly to 54 points, showing a notable acceleration in production volume in July. Employment grew to 51.8 points, suggesting firms hired more staff amid stable business conditions. Suppliers' delivery time increased to 53.1 points, reflecting improved supply chain efficiency and quicker turnaround times. However, raw material inventory fell 51.8 points, indicating a decrease in restocking by businesses in preparation for future demand. The overall improvement across these indicators creates a picture of cautious optimism in the private sector. Subsectorial activity. Out of the 36 subsectors surveyed in July 2025, 26 reported expansion in economic activities, showing a broad-based improvement across many parts of the economy. The transportation equipment subsector led the pack, posting the highest growth during the review period, likely driven by increased demand for logistics. In contrast, 10 subsectors reported moderation in economic activities. The paper products subsector experienced the most significant decline, mainly due to persistent cost pressures, weak consumer demand, and reduced institutional orders. Key takeaways. 1. Composite PMI sustained positive form. The increase to 52.7 points confirms that Nigeria's economic activity continues to expand. This growth is supported not only by rising output and employment levels, but also by improved foreign exchange, FX stability, and appreciation, which have helped reduce some cost pressures on businesses, especially those reliant on imports. 2. Services sector powers the growth. With a notable increase from 51.3 points to 52.8 points, the services sector demonstrated renewed vigor, likely propelled by growth in digital, retail, and professional services. Moreover, the ongoing recapitalization efforts in banking and insurance sectors may be strengthening investor confidence and boosting activity within the financial services industry. 3. Agriculture still resilient, though softening. Agriculture maintained its lead but decreased to 53.9 points from 55.2 points, emphasizing seasonal factors and ongoing productivity issues such as high input costs. Crucially, the slowdown may also be due to increasing insecurity in key food-producing regions, which continues to threaten farming activities. and logistics. 4. Industry slows amid cost pressures. The industrial PMI fell slightly to 51.1 points, indicating a slowdown in manufacturing growth. This may be due to ongoing energy costs and weakened demand resulting from high inflation. 5. Output and employment gain momentum. The output index rose to 54 points, its highest in recent months, while the employment index increased to 51.8 points, signaling improved business confidence and hiring activity across sectors. 6. Supply chain efficiency improves. The supplier's delivery time index increased to 53.1 points, indicating a slight improvement in logistics and supply chain efficiency, potentially supported by FX availability, inventory planning, and improved transportation conditions. 7. Uneven recovery across subsectors. Out of the 36 subsectors surveyed in the CBN's July 2025 PMI report, 10 subsectors experienced contractions, including the paper products subsector, which continued to record the steepest decline for the third consecutive month. This pattern reflects an uneven recovery across the economy, indicating that certain segments, particularly those reliant on imports or institutional demands, are not yet benefiting from the broader expansion observed in other sectors. In conclusion, the CBN's July 2025 PMI indicates ongoing expansion with strong growth in services supported by FX stability and recapitalization in the finance and insurance sectors. Output and employment levels improved, but agriculture weakened amid insecurity and the industrial sector decelerated. Supply chains remain fragile, highlighting an uneven recovery. The projected Q2 GDP growth of 3% to 3.3% highlighted the issues of high inflation, food security, and policy risks. Therefore, urgent reforms are essential to achieve growth exceeding the population increase, which will lead to inclusive growth, that is, an increase in well-being. Thank you for listening. Please join us same time next week for another interesting and insightful session. For questions, comments, and feedback, kindly forward to ebo.ayodeji@gmail.com or send an SMS to 07082463747. Stay blessed and have a great week. Bye.